It's your boy Hero. I'm here with another video, and I wanted to show you something that I guess I wanted to show you a couple of videos ago too, but I I found out a good way to illustrate it. Of course, we're on Robinhood, blah blah blah, but come here, come follow me here. So whenever the squeeze was happening, I'm gonna correspond Bitcoin and this the squeezes. I want to kind of show you. So if you look here, if you've ever read candles before, it's this is a one candle from January 7th to this is a week candle basically from January 7th to January 14th. At the end of January 14th, it was at its lowest before it squoze for the next 2 weeks. Now, I want you to keep that date in mind. I really want you to just really focus on the 14th because after the 14th, that's that 2 days, that Saturday and Sunday, before things started getting wacky. So, remember, January 14th to when the end of the squeeze day was January 18th. So we had about 2 weeks before, Robinhood did its crappy thing. Anyways, hang tight. I'm going to show you something else. Okay, now we're going to look at GameStop on the year chart. GameStop, January 14th. If you look at the end day on January 14th, it ended green. It was at its tipping lowest point kind of thing, January 14th, all the way till January 28th, 2 weeks. That's when the squeeze happened. Now I want to show you something interesting that a lot of people aren't pointing out or mentioning, or I guess I mentioned, but I didn't thoroughly show an example. So let's take a look. Oh wait, hang on. If you've never seen this before, look, like here it says January. If you look there, January 7th to January 14th, you can see that the open that week was $18 and the close was $31. What I'm mostly looking at is the $31 point. It's not really what happened in between those two parts. Anything could have, whatever. But essentially, this is how you find out when the gamma squeeze is going to be happening. And I'm very sure it's going to be happening soon. Just because of this last example I'm going to be showing you. Now, as you can see, Bitcoin has been crashing hard and going down really hard. Um, you know, it it had no legitimate reason to be crashing except, the first whenever Tesla, Elon Musk, he kind of said his thing, but he's not the one who kind of crashed it. So it was a nice little start to the roll. But excuse me while I use my massage gun. Anyways, let's go back on the year, huh? Yeah. January 14th. I want you guys to look at this. At the end of January 14th, you see that day? For the next 2 weeks, it crashed all the way to January 28th. So there's January 14th. Opened with that, I guess it had a high of 42.37 or whatever, but then it started crashing. Crashed for the next 2 weeks. Guys, I feel like the squeeze is happening either next week or the week after, because look at this. It started crashing, just like how it's crashing now. It's been crashing for the last 3 weeks. And I can only imagine it's crashing so hard because now the hedges are taking as much money as they can out so they can pay for all the places they short, because they shorted twice as, who knows, 10 times as hard as what they shorted before. And they only just recovered, and then they shorted again. They recovered really hard, and they just started buying back into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin went up. But then they crashed really hard because I think the hedges are actually taking out their money to go pay for all these shorts that we've been doing. So, I mean, it's clear as day to me that this is going to be squeezing soon. And that's why we've been seeing the price go down and down and down little by little. but people are still holding, so it's gonna shoot up soon. So if you ever needed some type of conviction or some type of evidence that it's gonna be squeezing soon, well, here you go. I mean, they're literally taking out all their money so they can pay for this, and they go back to the drawing board on how they can screw us over. But right now, I mean, this battle's been won. So if you're holding AMC, let's go back. I personally am only holding AMC. I didn't have any enough money at the time to, hop on the GameStop train, but it's just as good too. But I'm holding AMC, and this thing's gonna squeeze soon. So guys, don't be stressing or anything like that. Next week is gonna be a great week. Next week or the week after, honestly. They can't keep this up much longer, and uh, it's showing because they're gathering all their money from Bitcoin, and then they're letting people buy back into it so they can sell it off some more and make more money. Like they're doing it by like almost like by 20% each week or so. 20% down each week or so. Yeah. So they're trying not to crash the whole Bitcoin itself, but they're also trying to get some more money from it, um, and then buy back into it at really good prices. So yeah, it's happening, guys. That's why Bitcoin is crashing. There's no other apparent reason for it to be crashing. So that makes me pretty excited. Whether you have make sure you have a little bit of stocks, in AMC, and then, make sure you're playing your options game well. I have a couple of calls for next year in the options. So it's nice and safe and cushy, but this thing's squeezing soon, so I'm probably going to pick up some options that are going to be like in the next 2 or 3 weeks, because I see this thing about to blow because the hedges are selling all their Bitcoin. It's very interesting. But I don't recommend options. I recommend, getting shares. You're still gonna make a nice, really nice amount off each share. I mean, if you get at least 100 shares or so, I'm sitting at maybe 80, 85 or 87 or so throughout all my accounts. So I mean, each share is gonna go up like a vast amount. So you just gotta have those diamond hands, and I think once it starts squeezing, everybody's gonna be able to communicate together to just kind of like hold to that 100,000 that everybody's wanting. So I mean, it could happen. It just we gotta be able to communicate like this on platforms like YouTube and Reddit, and just make sure we're all holding to what we know we deserve for not only the stock itself and the company doing its best to reopen for everybody to have a nice little theater experience, but also for all the holders and the investors who believed in, going against these hedge funds who are just shorting value stock. I mean, all our short caps are going to be coming back too, all our small caps, because they got to pay for that too. So if you've been hurting in the small caps, I mean, this is going to be hurt. This is going to be helping you out. Like I mentioned in my other video, a win for AMC and GameStop is a win for all the small cap stocks like BNGO and stuff like that, or fuel cell or energy stocks, because they've been shorting that too. And last time when everything squoze, so everything else finally got to breathe, and actually you got to actually invest into these small cap companies that are doing great things for the future. So um, these shorters are literally like hurting the advancement of humanity in green energy by just shorting stuff just so they make money, and then these companies can't go as quick and grow. So that's also a bad thing. But anyways, I want to get this video out. I wanted to show you guys kind of what I'm seeing, and I mean, definitely let's just reiterate, January 14th all the way to January 28th. You know, check January 14th on Bitcoin all the way to January 28th and see how it sunk down because they had to sell everything to pay for their positions. And that was when it was at like 30,000 or something. It was at 60,000 something, and they started to have to sell that much till it got back down to this 30,000. So imagine how much they're having to pay back now. Like, get ready, guys. It's gonna squeeze very soon. So take care, have a great day, and feel free to leave a comment below. Your boy Hero is out.